Okay, a touch of deja vu today. President Trump putting Iran on notice one last time.
The talks are going along. We're going to hit them very hard yesterday, very, very hard, harder than any attack. I think I can say, General, from a point of knowledge, any attack since World War II. This is a last chance for them to sign a good document. I want to give them every last chance before decapitation, but hopefully they'll come to their senses. So they called me and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal. That's the real truth, and everyone knows it. I'm under no time constraint. You know, I don't happen to be running.
This comes after a tense weekend with President Trump calling off major military strikes against the terror regime to give peace talks a chance. America's Gulf allies joined that diplomatic push to keep negotiations alive, but Iran denying the conversation ever happened.
The president blasting their, quote, unbelievably duplicitous leadership on Truth Social, saying in part, whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are, in fact, talking of a solution to a problem that they have caused for decades.
Here now is Lexington Institute Vice President Dr. Rebecca Grant. Thank you for joining us, Doctor. I've got a question for you. As we look across the world, we see oil prices bouncing everywhere. We see statements that conflict each other, which to be expected during times of war. What's the real tell for Americans that things have changed and we're getting near an agreement and an end to this conflict?
Well, the number one thing to pay attention to is the presence of forces in U.S. Central Command. We still have 50,000 forces there capable of any array of action, keeping that blockade in place, doing a big strike if needed. And I got to tell you, I don't want to ever read another Iranian social media post. They're just ridiculous. There is absolutely no point going along with that. But remember, big picture, President Trump really wants to work with the regional partners because he has his eyes on the Abraham Accords as the end game.
I'm thinking about the call from the regional partners to hold off because they've got to deal with the collateral damage if the United States were to attack over the weekend. And I think you're right when the president is balancing all factors looking at this picture. But I also think he's a realist and he understands that, as you said, you know, negotiating with these people who come out on social media and then say the conversations never happened and they gaslight the United States makes it very difficult to come to terms in an actual agreement. I read an article in the New York Post citing sources on the ground saying that the movement, the anti-government movement, was gaining steam, more organization since January when so many people were brutally crushed by the regime. Dr. Grant, do you think that part of why the president is waiting this out is to see if the people have the ability to rise up and overthrow the government?
Oh, I sure hope that that is the case. And I will tell you this. What we've done to weaken the IRGC is absolutely vital to that even having a chance. So I would say that is certainly a factor. But remember, Trump can play this any way he wants to because we have so much air and sea dominance there. The two aircraft carriers, the USS Tripoli, our Space Force over top of all this. And he is able to dial up and dial down the military pressure because of what our service members are providing. And it's really the key card in that situation.
It's just remarkable. I mean, he's got the stock market on his side.
Yes.
He has oil prices in a range, which is pretty good under the circumstances. The bond yields aren't great, but he has time to wait.
He does, and I think he's playing it right, but it's just a matter of, I think, is patience running thin on the world and with Americans? And that's why I asked before, is there some definitive tell? And I think you're saying we've got to wait for it. We'll know when it's here.
Yes, we need to be patient at this point. And look, it got huge geopolitical consequences. We know from our chairman of the Joint Chiefs that Russia is active in helping out Iran. The oil that is getting out, you know who the big buyer is? That's China, of course. So this control of the strait, taking away the dangers of Iran and ending up with a Middle East that's aligned around the Abraham Accords. America needs this to happen, and we got to have the patience to see it through.
Can I ask you about Russia? Because you mentioned China, and we see that our two enemies might be strategically helping the Iranians. On the Russian side, sharing valuable electronic intel with Iran. On the China side, the possible supplying of drones and arsenal. How does the president combat this? I mean, he's very aware, and he knew going into office that the Biden administration created all kinds of foreign policy problems for America that he needs to straighten out now.
Yes, and the Russia-Iran cooperation has gotten very strong, and of course China is in that mix as well. So what we know is that the Russians have upgraded some of the Iranian drones that they buy. We know Russia's probably trying to provide tactical information. They built Iran's air defenses, so they're trying to provide tactical information that would help Iran. The good news here is it's really not working. There are no Iranian aircraft that can do the electronic jamming, whereas on our side we've got electronic jammers off the carriers, on our fighters, the compass call. We have such dominance over that. And of course, our Space Force, and it would take a long time to go into it, but they have ways of watching that electronic system as well. So look, we are very familiar with Russian tricks when they get into SIGINT, and we have been watching for that. But no question, I think Russia's trying to help out Iran, but look, we're still the ones with freedom of action in that region. It's not working.
Yeah, you call them Russian tricks, and before you were mentioning all the assets we have in the area, if you look at a map of just the significant assets the U.S. has there, at what point does Russia providing targeting info or support become actually participation in the conflict that escalates on their behalf?
You know, and like the chairman said, activity. I mean, they want to stop short of calling it participation, but we know that they have this alliance. They've had it for quite some time. Russia builds Iran's civil nuclear power plants, among other things. So there's no question that Putin is happy to help out Iran a little bit, but it's not going to make a tactical difference. Admiral Cooper's forces really have the upper hand, and they're incredibly aware of this. Look, even our drones have electronic warfare pods that they use. So, you know, we have to dominate that electromagnetic spectrum. Russia's trying to chip away at that through Iran. It's not going to work, but some good lessons there for future, and also need to defend critical infrastructure. You saw those attacks on Amazon and other data centers in the Gulf region. Big lesson learned.
Well, thank you, Dr. Rebecca Grant, for joining us.
Thank you.